AI engineer is the job everybody wants right now, and people in tech are getting laid off, but not the AI engineers. They're quickly rising to the top of the modern economy. Now, I've done a ton of research on the best AI engineering courses, and today I'll share my top 8 so you don't have to waste your time or money on courses that don't even make you job ready. I've been considering things like efficiency, how valuable the skills actually are, what they cost, or if they're free. Nobody else ever talks about this. And I focus on beginner-friendly courses that give you actual skills employers want on the job market. So let's begin. First up is Microsoft AI, and it's perfect for complete beginners. Microsoft has a completely free training program with a certification to it, and it's very simple, and there are 2 different options. One is the self-paced training over here, which is completely free. This is a good option if you want to kind of brush up on a specific skill or just want to explore AI engineering, but I don't recommend you start over here. Instead, I recommend you start right there and look for option number 2. Now, this is a complete course for AI engineers called AI 102T00A. Thank you, Microsoft, for easy course names, but luckily you don't need to remember any of that. Now, the course itself, the basic stuff you need to know is it takes 5 days to complete. You can do it for free online, or you can go to an actual physical institute that offers this training, but I don't recommend that because it's usually not free and you have to pay for the training there. So I recommend just doing it online for free, it's easy. Now, there are 5 different sections in this course. The first one is going to be called Develop Generative AI Apps in Azure. So basically building AI apps. And there's building AI agents, natural language solutions, computer vision, and other AI solutions and stuff. Now, they also have an official certification, which I know a lot of you guys are interested in certs, certifications, and that's a good thing on the job market. Now, this one is called Microsoft Azure AI Engineer Associate, and it's a highly respected certification. It's specifically kind of designed for AI engineers who focus on Microsoft Azure, which makes sense. They test your ability to design, implement, and, in general, just deal with AI Azure solutions. Now, you do need some experience for this one. It's just a little bit of Python or C#, so you can kind of easily understand the course without worrying about the programming fundamentals. They're not going to teach you like the basic Python. You're kind of expected to know that for this course. But if you don't have any programming skills, that's completely fine, and we'll talk about that later too. And courses that you don't need any programming skills or anything for. So how do you prepare and how do you actually get the certification? That's a good thing, right? Start by taking the course Develop AI Solutions in Azure, the one we just talked about. If you're really confused right now, that's totally fine, so am I. It's just kind of different ways of looking at the same course. From one is a certification and one is kind of the learning path, so don't worry about that at all. It's going to take you about 30 hours to prepare for this certification, especially if you have some programming experience. There are some great free resources, and it only takes 100 minutes to complete, and the price is $165 in the US, or lower depending on your region. Now let's go to some more beginner-friendly options. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Good option, but not the best for beginners. So next up is going to be my favorite free learning platform, or one of my favorites, and it lets you learn AI engineering skills at no cost really quickly, and it's called W3 Schools, or We3 Schools. Now, normally courses include hundreds of videos and long lectures and all that crap. We3 Schools basically do the complete opposite, and they focus on practical exercises and text only. So it's a little bit boring, but it's really useful. It's mostly about doing and actually writing code and getting shit done. And I love this approach. So if you're into data engineering, you should learn Python, by the way. That's a good thing to learn. Now, there are some other options. You can learn other things, but I recommend you start learning Python if you're a beginner. It's more versatile and just used in a lot of cases. Now, this course literally teaches you everything you need to know about Python. You can skip certain sections that are more for like heavy programmer type people or data analyst stuff, but it will give you a solid foundation and let you make other AI engineering courses useful. Because it's kind of like if you lack these basic programming skills, it's going to be much harder to implement and understand the complex things in AI engineering. So highly recommend building that foundation as soon as possible. And that's why I'll give this course an 8.5 out of 10. Simple, practical, and affordable. I mean, it's literally free, so why not? Next up is going to be DataCamp. Now, these guys have over 19 million learners, and they've been teaching data and AI skills for years. And their approach is something we talk about a lot on the channel, which is learning by doing. You can watch videos all day, but if you actually want to build things, you need hands-on practice.
God, please, no! No!
And that is especially true with AI engineering. Now, this field is moving extremely fast. It's not about, who can recite the university papers or theory. It's about who can actually build things and actually get things working. And so DataCamp has 2 AI engineering tracks, including a real certification. And the first one is called Associate AI Engineer for Developers. Despite the name, you don't actually need to be a developer to start. There are literally no prerequisites. It says so right on the course page. I'm not making this stuff up. Now, this track is going to teach you how to build AI-powered applications, integrate your AI things that you build into software, and also use AI to improve your applications. Basically, it takes you from zero to an AI developer, which is a skill companies are actively looking for right now. And so the entire track is only about 26 hours long, and it was updated just a few months ago. That's very important because you don't want to learn from outdated material when AI skills and stuff is, evolving so quickly. And so I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but I'm just going to show you a few of the secret gems, or like the most important things. And so the first course covers things like working with OpenAI API, for example, like integrating ChatGPT into your apps. From there, you'll get onto tools like Hugging Face, LangChain, and Pinecone, which is kind of like basically the core stack that AI engineers use today. If you don't know what these are, that's fine. As a beginner, you're going to learn these things. You don't need to worry about them now. Then you move into real projects and practical AI workflows, which we love on this channel as well. Now, the second option is going to be Associate AI Engineer for Data Scientists. And this one is going to be similar. But instead of focusing on actually building the AI apps, it focuses surprisingly more on data science and machine learning. That's why it's in the name. It's designed for kind of people that are interested or have a background in data who want to transition more into AI engineering and AI. So if you already have some machine learning or some Python experience or data science, this is where you kind of level up. You'll learn how to train and fine-tune models and kind of deploy them into production using MLOps principles and integrate them into real applications with frameworks like LangChain, but also the underlying concepts and the theory that make everything work. Now, this track is going to be about 40 hours long and is taught by machine learning engineers and data scientists from major companies like Microsoft, which you might know, and Eastman. And I'll be honest, this one is challenging. Some of the data concepts can definitely get a little bit complex, but the hands-on projects and kind of the more practical approach makes it much easier to understand. It's supposed to be a bit difficult, but it's worth it. Data science roles are still some of the most high in demand and highest paying data jobs, or especially jobs in tech in general, for people willing to put in the work. What the fuck? And also, we're gonna move on, but just as a quick bonus, DataCamp recently launched something really interesting. They now have this kind of like AI native course feature, which means that while you're taking a course, you can also get your free or kind of like integrated AI tutor built directly into the learning experience. So instead of a rigid, boring, one-size-fits-all course, the system adapts to you and your learning. So let's say you're struggling with something here, it kind of adds more explanations over here about it. And if you're moving fast, it lets you keep progressing. And it's pretty much like having a one-on-one tutor while you're learning stuff, which is honestly how education should work. And now let's move on. So next up is going to be IBM AI Engineering. Now, this is a top-rated Coursera certificate with about 200,000 students. It takes about 4 months at 10 hours a week, and it's perfect for beginners in AI engineering. Now, the level itself says intermediate, but that's not really true. It's kind of more like beginner level for AI engineering. But beginner in this field still needs some basic programming and basic math, and that's why they call it intermediate, but really it's for beginners. The goal here is to get job ready as an AI engineer and build AI engineering skills. I feel like I've said this word like a million times in this video, and the practical experience that you need to catch the eye of an employer in less than 4 months. Now, I completely disagree with what IBM is saying here, and I think it's a crazy statement that they're claiming that you can be job ready in 4 months for an AI engineer position. This course is, going to teach you a lot of useful things. You will do projects and you will actually build up a portfolio, and that's kind of the secret. But becoming job ready in 4 months totally depends on your prior experience, and I wouldn't make that claim at all. But if you look at the courses, they're still pretty interesting. And in the first one, they teach you ML with Python, very important. And then some deep learning, some more deep learning neural networks, and actually doing the stuff with Python yourself. There's a capstone project, some generative AI stuff, some large language models, fine-tuning these models, actually making them useful, and some things about AI agents. But in general, though, I'll give the certificate like a 7.5 out of 10. It's pretty good at teaching you like the fundamentals, and there are many different projects in this one, which I like. That's a strength. But the issue is IBM's focus on their own tools, which Yes, IBM's tools are used in the marketplace, but they're definitely not the top and most useful skills, in my opinion, on the job market from what I've seen. Next up is going to be Microsoft AI and Machine Learning Engineering. Now, I really like this one, and it's built to prepare beginners for a career or a job in AI and ML. You're going to be building, deploying, and innovating, whatever that means, with advanced techniques and real-world projects. So, sounds great on paper. Sounds really good, right? It sounds like the perfect course, but let's investigate. So for this one, you also do need some programming skills, specifically Python for this one, but you can learn that pretty quickly too with another course like We3 Schools that we talked about, or DataCamp or whatever. It's a 6-month or 7 hours a week course and top rated so far, which, it's a very new certificate, but that's a good thing because the earlier you are, the less saturated the skills are on the job markets. The courses are pretty simple, and the first one is going to be AI and ML. I mean, they're definitely not simple, but they're going to be quite useful, and the courses are relatively simply structured. The second course talks about algorithms, some troubleshooting, AI agents, and then it focuses on Microsoft Azure for AI and machine learning, and then some advanced concepts in the final part. Now, my honest recommendation, as with any Microsoft course, is to consider if you want to learn Microsoft Azure or not. If you're going to specialize in something else, it's probably not a good option. But this one is definitely in high demand, but it's not the only option. You can build AI and machine learning solutions with other platforms like Google Cloud or AWS. Just make sure that you're kind of in the right place at the right time. And if you're already familiar with Microsoft and their tools, I would say that it's a good idea to continue down the same ecosystem, in my opinion, but it really depends on what you want to do. This course also actually prepares you for an official Microsoft certification. Now, we talked about this one before. It's the Azure AI Engineer Associate. If you're getting really confused by now, that's completely fine. I would expect that. But basically, you can take this one and kind of prepare for it through this Coursera learning path without having to study for that one on its own. So it's kind of like a bonus. And you also get a 50% discount on the exam, which is a good thing, as you can kind of just save money that way. So if you are going to be taking any of the Microsoft certs, just keep in mind you can probably take them together with the learning paths and the certifications all in one to save time and just make it more efficient. I'll give this one an 8 out of 10 because it can lead to an official certification. And then a course I've never talked about before, and it's the new AI engineering specialization from Scrimba. What's that? Fair question. Scrimba is kind of like an interactive coding platform where people practice and learn. And now they released this new cert focusing on the coding side of AI engineering. Now, it's a great option if you want that practical focus on building and deploying AI solutions. It's pretty short, only 40 hours, and it covers the basics of AI, deploying apps, open source models, AI agents, various different details, as well as kind of working with APIs and these models and actually building applications. We're talking about a lot of stuff now. Relax. You don't need to remember all this crap. But honestly, I don't see why you should take this over any of the other certs, so I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. It's good. A perfect combination would be like this one and one of the other fundamental courses if you want like a little bit extra practice and real-world skills and programming stuff. So now check out this video where I cover more AI certifications for beginners. We're only getting started. These are the top rated right now, and I'll see you there. Goodbye.